channel and happy 2017. That was the big hubbub in the last video. The fact that I somehow not only said happy 2016, but on top of that, I didn't notice when I was filming. I didn't notice when I was reviewing the footage. I didn't notice when I edited. 2 other people watched it. Nobody noticed. So I found that pretty funny. I was like, that's like really obvious. How did I miss that? So happy 2017, guys. So today, just like the title says, for How to Be Happy January, I'm going to be doing my winter morning routine. Now, you guys know I love filming morning routines. I like filming night routines too, but there's something about morning routines. Like, mornings just feel like, well, they don't feel like they are. A fresh start to the day and a time for a new beginning, and I like the lighting too, to be honest. So I had a lot of fun filming this morning routine. It was all over the map. I was a little bit of a hot mess at points, and it almost didn't happen a couple of times because I had a few fiascos that I'm keeping in this video, but I feel like that's perfect for the spiel that I'm doing at the end of the video for How to Be Happy January. If you didn't know and you didn't see my last video, for the entire month of January, I am doing a series on my channel. It's my 5th year doing it, called hashtag How to Be Happy January. Pretty self-explanatory, explanatory title. Pretty much the whole month, I just have a conversation with you guys about happiness, and we go back and forth, and it really is that. It's a conversation. That's part of the reason I included the hashtag in the title, because you can talk about it on social media and share posts and videos and podcasts or quotes or whatever, and I pull from the comments. And today, at the end of this video, after I show you guys my morning routine, I'm gonna talk a little bit about something that I saw reoccurring in the comments a few times. Bowser. And that is kind of the concept of, and it ties in perfectly to this video since it was kind of a fiasco this morning, and that's the concept of faking it till you make it. And really, like, the thought of, where do I begin? If I want to overhaul everything and I want to be happier or more joyful, how do I even begin doing that? And yeah, the whole concept of faking it till you make it, I want to talk about that at the end. I'm gonna read a couple of your guys' comments and go on my whole spiel. So if you want to see that whole talk, be sure to stay tuned after this How to Be Happy January little intro. And I'm also doing a little mini giveaway in the info box down below if you want to check that out too, of my lashes, in celebration for the fact that they actually came out in Walgreens store all across the US, stores all across the US this week on January 3rd. So I'm tripping out about that. So I'm giving a couple pairs away to you guys because there's some of you guys, well, first off, my day lashes are actually sold out on the site right now. So I'll keep you posted as to when they restock. But on top of that, some of you guys are international and you can't get them, so I'm just going to be doing giveaways of my lashes throughout the whole year. So with that being said, I am going to hop right in, and I will see you at the end of this morning routine. All right, so the first thing I do in the morning is obviously wake up. The time that we wake up changes every day based on my workload that day, my pain, how I slept, all that. That's not that funny, but I laughed. And the first thing I gotta do is turn on my twinkle lights. And once my twinkle lights are on, I'm gonna shake my hair like so. And then the newest thing that I've adopted into my life is going over my paper planner. Now, this is my Erin Condren planner. It's the vertical type, whatever, blobber thingies. And I haven't wow, tongue-tied, been writing in it. I've been putting lots of stickers and notes in it. And I've been doing this for my YouTube videos, and it's really been helping me get my head around what I want to complete in a day and what I want to create that day. And these are all the stickers I have. To be honest, I don't love those happy planner stickers because my pens smear, but I love the other ones. And then of course, I love my new Tone It Up nutrition plan book I got. I look at it in the morning to kind of get inspiration for the day. So once I am done doing that, I pull back my sheets, and lately, guys, this is so gross, but like I'll kind of get night sweats, and so we call it like airing out the swamp. I'll pull the bed back and put some essential oil. Today I put wild orange all over my bed, and I let it air out for a couple hours, if not the whole day sometimes. And then, guys, I want to do a giveaway of one of these things because this is awesome. This is an essential oil diffuser, but I got it from Whole Foods, and it's awesome because it feels so magical, just like that little magic emoji crystal ball thing they have. It changes colors. You guys have probably seen it in the background, and I love it. So once that's all set up, I like to open up all of my blinds, and I like to just kind of get, the light flowing into my room. I am a big light person. I like all of the light coming in the daytime, in the morning. These are the books, by the way, sitting on my desk if you are curious and feeling nosy. And then, of course, I gotta plug in more twinkle lights. So I'm letting in the light kind of cleaning up. That's something I usually do a lot of my cleanup in the morning, at least lately. I've been doing it in the morning, not so much at night. Kind of wish I was doing it at night, but I've been doing it in the morning at the start of my day. And then I like to light a candle or two around my casa. And then I head into my bathroom and open up all of those shades, or I don't know what you call these, fixtures too. So another thing that I've started doing is taking gummy vitamins. Guys, I'm kind of embarrassed that I'm taking these. I think these are straight up candy, but
none for Dan.
I need those vitamins.
They're so good, and I've just kind of integrated them into my daily habit, I guess you would say.
You want a smarty pants, Zoe?
She literally does. She thinks she's getting one.
Next up, I am all about that messy bun life. So I pull my hair up into a messy bun to get it out of my way while I do all of my morning festivities. And, ooh, looking like a supermodel. And then there's Bowsy just hanging out, spying on me, petting him with my toe. Oh, yeah. And so then it's time to move downstairs and open up all of the blinds downstairs. I'm telling you, I'm really weird about this. I feel depressed if I don't have, all of my blinds open to the outside world in the morning. I have to get that energy in my house, especially because I work from home. It's really easy to feel secluded if you don't do that. So then I am filling up a Fiji water bottle that was lying around in the kitchen and putting it back in the fridge. I like to reuse my water bottles a couple times before I get rid of them if I have them around. And then I'm just kind of picking up and straightening up the kitchen. By the way, it's supposed to be peony season again. I bought these peonies, but they died before they bloomed, but they're still usable right now, so it's whatever. Lit a candle down here. And then I'm pulling out some smoothie stuff to make some breakfast. So today's breakfast is super simple. I'm using these organic strawberries from Costco. I actually am uploading a Costco haul today on my vlog channel if you want to check it out. I did a scoop of vanilla Vega protein powder and greens, added just some water, and I blended it up in my Ninja blender. I am obsessed with this blender, by the way, if you're looking for a little mini blender. This one is probably the best that I've tried, to be honest. And then it's time to drink my smoothie before everything went wrong.
Oh my gosh. I went to get Zoe and my entire smoothie just fell on my whole lap, and I made him whip the camera out because I'm like, this is too outrageous. I've never done this before. Okay,
Get the smoothie, Bowser.
Okay, I really need help now. Fudge. I need help. Turn off the camera.
All right, well, that was a blast having cold vomit on your lap. It was really freezing. So anyways, the next thing I do in the morning is my physical therapy routine. So I have a pretty basic, straightforward set of exercises right now that I'm doing every morning. I'm actually doing them 6 times a day. Bowser loves to join me. This has been Bowser's thing ever since he was a puppy. Whether it's physical therapy or working out, if I am on the floor at home doing exercises, he loves to come join me and try to either interrupt or cuddle with me. I don't know if it's a bull terrier thing or if it's a Bowser thing. We joke that we've trained Bowser to be the cuddliest dog in the world. So yeah, just pretty much going through all my exercises. I do use my phone timer for a lot of these exercises, not only to set alarms to remind me to do these exercises throughout the day, but also to use the timer to make sure I'm doing them the proper amount of time and I'm not speeding up or going too slow or whatever. So just going through all of them. I hope this is real exciting for all of you. And yeah, I just want to encourage you to really try, on a side note, I guess, since I'm just blabbering here, to really try to schedule out your exercises, whether you're doing physical therapy or it's a workout situation. Try to use the timer in your phone because that is something that's really helped me. And there's my dog dogging me. Is this just way too much time spent showing you me doing my physical therapy? And now giving him a hug. Thanks for being my PT buddy, Bowser. This is precious. Yeah, Coldplay. Ooh. So then I'm going to wash my face with my Purity Made Simple. It's in that little bottle because I actually keep the huge bottle under the sink, and I just use the little bottle every day. I transition it into there. Then I wash my face, do a little dance. Get down and
Laundry problems. Do any of you ever get this? Dan just pointed out to me that my own hair from the dryer got tangled around all of this, and wow. Oh, it's intertwined like thread. Ew. This is gonna gross some people out so much. Ew. All right, so if you haven't clicked out of my video by now, this is my vitamin C brightening serum by Unique, which is the spa that I get my facials done at, and I put that on first in the morning to wrap vitamin C around my cells, and then I use this France L'Or, which is this random brand that's apparently been around for like a really long time, but I get it from my facialist also, and it's the most moisturizing moisturizer I have ever used. And then I use my Kate Somerville Goat's Milk Eye Cream Stick thingy all around my eyes to add some moisture into my eyes, and then I pull out my irons to do my hair. And today I'm actually listening to Joel Osteen's Think Better, Live Better book. If you are in the dumps, you are down and out, anytime in your life, Joel Osteen can like lift you up like no other and really reprogram the way that you think about yourself. I think he is great, and he really has a gift of doing that. So just totally check him out on Audible or on YouTube or whatever. So now I'm obviously doing my hair, and I pretty much do it in sections. And today I decided to kind of flat iron my hair first. I wasn't trying to get it straight. I was just trying to smooth out some of the kinks before I did these wraparound curls. And today I decided to do my wraparound curls in the same direction for a little more of a sleek look. Some days I like them to go different ways, and I don't want to get rid of my kinks because I want it to be super beachy and messy. But then some days if I want the curls to be a little more refined and I want to look a little more smooth and whatever, I will lightly flatten out my kinks before I do my curls, and I will curl the curls in the same direction. So this is how I do my bangs, with a whole third separate curling iron sometimes, like I did today. And I curl it back away from my face, and then I pin my bangs into place to cool while I do everything else, like my makeup and stuff. So this is the deodorant I'm using right now. This is from La Vanilla. It's their lavender scent. It works decently. I mean, honestly, when you use natural deodorant, you have to get used to like applying it all the time or being mildly smelly, but I like it. This is my little like perfume lotion setup area, and today I am putting on my Pacifica Tuscan Blood Orange body lotion all over the top part of my body. Actually, Andrea's Choice is the one who reminded me how much I love this lotion, and I bought it on Amazon right after I saw her post it on her Instagram story. And then I'm using my Marc Jacobs Honey perfume. So on to makeup. All right, guys, so you can say hello to my new favorite primer. This Bye Bye Pores primer from IT Cosmetics is amazing and literally erases your pores under your makeup. And so yeah, it's amazing. So I mixed these two foundations today. It's my Tarte Maracuja Full Coverage Foundation in Honey, and then my Kat Von D foundation, her Lock-It foundation in like L3. It's like a neutral color. So I'm gonna have links to everything down below. Please remind me if I forget to link anything. And then I took my Beauty Blender sponge and I just kind of tapped over everything when it was damp to kind of help blend everything in. And then I used my Kat Von D Lock-It concealer to go under my eyes, to brighten it up down my nose, on my forehead, on my chin. And then I took my Tarte Maracuja Creaseless Cream Concealer and applied that on any breakouts or little scarring from breakouts that I had. I broke out so much this month, like more than I have in such a long time. It was crazy. I blended in with my Beauty Blender, and then I set my makeup with my Urban Decay De-Slick makeup priming spray stuff. And after I let that dry, once it was fully dry, then I used my Benefit Hello Gorgeous powder foundation to set it. And then I went in with the IT Cosmetics Hello Sunshine Bronzer, and I kind of lightly contoured my face, down my cheekbones, down my neck, my forehead. And then I took the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I used the two colors on the upper left with a sponge to basically carve out my contour. And I let that sit or bake on my face while I did a dance and moved on to the rest of my makeup. So I brushed out my brows, and I used a random ColourPop Cosmetics brow pencil that I have. I'm not sure the color, but I outlined my brows with it. And then I used my Anastasia brow powder to go in and fill in my brows, like in the outline that I had drawn on. And after I did that, I took a concealer and my concealer brush, and I outlined my brows just to make them all look both of my brows look super clean. And then I blended in the concealer with my finger. Then I used my Benefit Gimme Brow to add some more color and evenness to my brows. And then I used Ready Set Brow, which is a clear brow gel, to set my brows. So then I went in with my stippling brush and I blended out the line that I had been baking. And then I used this blush from the Balm called Balm Beach. It's a nice rosy color, and I applied that to the apples on my cheeks, or whatever that section on your face you'd call it. And then I used a little bit more bronzer just because I felt like it. And then I used this MAC Paint Pot and Bare Study to prep my eyes for my eyeshadow. So I'm using this Tarte palette, and I'm only going to use those left 6 colors, just kind of how I feel. So I applied like a light pink on my eyes, a darker dusty purpley color
on the outside of my eyes and just kind of messed with those colors to create that look. And then I used the Naked 2 palette, mostly that gold color right there, to add some shimmer to my eyes. I used a little bit of dark brown on the outer edges to smoke out my eyes a little bit more. And then guys, my lashes! So these are the lashes that are actually sold out online. These are Flirty Feline. I love them. They're like my daytime lashes, although really I don't think there's such a thing, but they're a day pair. Wow, there's a day pair and a night pair, and this is my day pair. And I love them because I feel like they're so soft, and I want to say feminine, but I don't feel like that's a good description because anything can be feminine. They're just really like lovely, and I like how they fan out at the ends and give me kind of a cat eye effect. And once they were on, I applied some mascara, and then I moved on to highlighter. I used this highlight from Tarte, and once I applied that, I used my beauty blender that was a little damp to kind of blend in the highlighter to make it look like I'm like glowing from within as opposed to glitter sitting on top. Then I used this Mineral Fusion lip liner on my lips, and then I used this Tartiste lip paint in a nice little rosy color. I don't know the name of the color. And applied that to my lips, and then I used some concealer to outline anywhere that the color had smeared or I just wanted to make it look cleaner. And then last but not least, I used my MAC Studio Finish spray to kind of help everything just sit better and look smoother. I don't know. So, moving on to my outfit. So, today I was going out to lunch. It was a little chilly outside, and I decided to wear my vest. Oh, yeah. So, this vest is from a brand called Zella that I've recently become obsessed with. They're sold on Nordstrom. And then I wanted to put on my rainbow shoes that Tarte sent me. They're Nikes. I'm obsessed with them. I honestly dressed this whole outfit around the shoes because I was like, I feel like I can only wear this outfit if everything else is like super basic. That's Bowser agreeing with me. And that's the whole look. These jeans are from American Eagle. American Eagle honestly makes some of my favorite jeans still. My sweater is from a brand called Caslin that I got at Nordstrom. My sunglasses are can't remember. Karen Walker, that's who. And my bag is Shein Low.
All right, guys. So, hello, welcome back to me on my bed. I'm just gonna jump right in. I'm not really sure. Actually, I do know where I want to start. I want to start off by reading 2 comments that were in the last video because I think they kind of parlay, if that's the word, into what I want to talk about right now. And this first comment is from Jay Lynn, and she says, I agree. I have a relationship with God. Praying is essential to happiness, or rather, having joy. I have had a hard life and I've been through a lot. My natural tendency is to worry or focus on what I can do to change things. Sorry, my picture keeps moving. To change things instead of finding joy in all circumstances. Joy isn't an outward expression. I'm an introvert. Lots of introverts think you have to be bubbly and have a personality change to be really happy. Not true. True joy has a lot to do with your heart. It has a lot to do with your heart attitude too. Happiness is fleeting. Joy is knowing that the King of Kings loves you. Joy is knowing you have purpose. Lots of people miss having true joy because they miss knowing that they have purpose and meaning. Also, sometimes you have to fake it till you make it. Not being fake, but practicing happiness, practicing joy. How do you practice? Write down what you have to be joyful about. Ask God to give you that joy and lay down your worries, cares, and fears. I really like that. I'm actually going to read the next comment too because I kind of just want to be able to like jump off of both of these. So the next one is from Addison Neria, and she says, I love how you know the true difference between happiness and joy. Thanks. I don't know what to say. Whenever people compliment me or say something like that, I'm always like, what do I say next? Thank you? Thank you, though. I love this video, and I would love to have a motivational video on how to change your life in all aspects. Like, how do you start? Because I've been on this journey to change myself inside and out, but I've been at the start line for the past 6 months trying to figure out how I can move forward. Because right now, I feel like I don't know how to become that person that I've always wanted to be. Confident, loving, caring, genuine, honest, and beautiful inside and out. I just don't know how to start emotionally and physically with like fitness and stuff. I don't want to get sucked into like obsessing over my body, but my main goal is really just to feel confident in my own skin and to love myself. I don't want to look at pictures anymore and feel ashamed and disgusted. I want to be focusing on how to live. I think she's saying how to live in this moment and just live in the moment. Oh, and not focus on how I look in the moment, just live in the moment and not worry about superficial things like that. I don't know if you'll read my ramble, but if you could make a video on this kind of stuff, I'd love it. It'd really help me right now at this time. I feel kind of stuck and I don't know what to do. Love you, Nikki. Thank you. I love you guys too. Okay, so I have so many thoughts. Let's see if I can jump in and like throw all my thoughts out there. So the first thing that I want to address, and I hope every time I sit down to film these, I'm like, I hope all of this comes together and makes some sort of sense. So the first thing that I want to address is something that I kind of touched on in my last video, or maybe I didn't touch on it. The tone felt like that to me, but I don't know if I ever actually said this literally. And this is something that Dan and I have been talking a lot about lately, and I really hope this doesn't come across as super Debbie Downer. It probably will, honestly, but this is just my honest opinion and kind of where I'm at right now. So I have come to a place in my life where I think and agree with other people who have said this before, that I don't think you will ever be fully happy while you're here on planet Earth. Now, some people would say that that means like while you're alive, whatever. I do believe that there is an afterlife, and I think that we were not made for this necessarily. Like, I think our souls are going to go on, and I do believe in heaven. And I think that because of that, and because of the hardships that just exist within the world, physical pain, emotional pain, relational pain, I don't think it is ever possible to be fully 100% happy. I think that there is a peace and a joy that you can achieve in moments, that you can have in times, but I think that that's something that's kind of, I think that it's just, life is hard, and I think that we're not ever going to be fully satisfied on this planet, because I just think there is literally always something. There's always something going on. Maybe all your friendships are doing great and you're eating really well, but then maybe you're having a hard time because your mom passed away. A hard time is a big understatement. Or you're not getting along with your sister, or whatever. Or maybe you're getting along with your family really well, but you don't feel like you have any friends. Or maybe you're eating really well, but you feel like, oh, my body just hurts. I have this like degenerative disease from my family. Like, I just think that there is always something. So that being said, I do believe in the concept of faking it till you make it, because since I think that there are always going to be things dragging you down, and I don't know if you can ever really achieve complete happiness while you're here anyways, because of that, I think that you have to generate your own happiness and your own joy sometimes. I agree with what Jalen said about feeling love from God and sitting in that love. But I think like, okay, so I don't know if you guys have ever done this. Have you ever been like super tired and then you go out and you work out and then your energy is just boosted? It's because you are literally, I mean, besides the fact that you're like releasing endorphins and whatever, you're literally creating energy. You're making energy in your body. And I think that the same thing can happen with happiness. I think that you can make happiness. Now, that being said, I was watching a video yesterday. I really think you guys should like go and watch this. Maybe like pause it, open up another tab, and then go watch that after this. Or if you're really bored with this, you could just go watch it now. But Seth Godin did an interview with Marie Forleo recently, and I watched it yesterday, and I just got chills thinking about it. Ooh, and I'm getting really hot in my puffer jacket. I'm about to leave the house, and it's freezing outside, but it's warm in here. Anyways, I was watching this interview and I was just in awe. My dad has talked to me a few times about Seth Godin, but I didn't really know anything about him. He's a blogger mostly. I don't do a whole lot of reading. I mostly listen to books, which I'm totally gonna look and see if his books are on Audible. They have to be, because I was so impressed by him as a speaker. Point being, he was talking about productivity and just doing things in general, and addressing your point, Addison, as well as your point, Jalen, because they kind of, I feel like, converge here, is he was basically saying that people that are really productive and do things in their life typically have a like lower tolerance for like when they're gonna trigger, like when they just like, okay, it's time to go, okay, it's time to go, and they're literally better at fitting more in per minute, and their tolerance is lower for like, is this done? Like, I always joke about myself being a hot mess because because I'm like super productive, but I have a lower tolerance for like perfectionism and when it's done because I hit the point sooner than maybe someone like, I know Dan doesn't hit this point as fast as me, of being like, yeah, it's fine, go. And I feel like because I adopt that attitude a good amount of time, when I keep that attitude in place of like, it's good, go, I notice I tend to get more done. I tend to create more energy, and I tend to feel happier about what I'm doing because I'm accomplishing things and I'm setting myself up for success because I'm just doing it. It's like, get it, got it, good. And he was saying that people can sometimes have this whole image in their head of what they're supposed to be doing, of what perfect is, of what good enough is, and it will stop them from doing things. And then when you don't do them, you start to perpetuate this thing in your brain of like, I'm a loser, I can't do anything, blah, 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 when really you're the one stopping you from doing it. And you're the one judging yourself and judging an outcome that you don't even have yet, and you're just too afraid to move forward. And it really spoke to me because it just really gave me the push in the direction of like, I just need to do it. Or kind of like you were saying in the letter, Jalen, I think Jalen was saying this, about faking it till you make it. Like sometimes you just have to just go. And you will end up a lot of times getting more results or getting just results in general by just getting up and going. So Addison, in response to the person that you want to be and finding that joy, I would say that you need to, one, get some thoughts on paper. This is actually something, if you watch my vlogs, that I've adopted very, very recently. I have been like a tech person in terms of like calendars and organization since I was literally like 14 when my dad gave me his Palm Pilot, throwback Palm Pilot days. And since then, I've never turned back. I have only been a digital calendar person. Well, recently I have noticed all my friends talk about using Erin Condren's, and to be honest, I was like super judgy for a long time. I'm like, who has time to sit there and like get all artsy and like whatever? It's like you could be doing something with your life rather than just sitting there doing a calendar. That's just being honest. That's where my brain has been this whole time. Well, within the last couple of months, one, I kind of became a little bit like enthralled with it. I don't know why. But two, the thing that really, really, really actually made me do this, by the way, here's my planner, cute, is that, okay, so another thing, another reference to my vlogs, if you watch them, I do a treatment called neurofeedback, which is, it's something that I just started, and I'm actually about to rent an at-home system because I haven't been able to get down to LA as much as I wanted to do this treatment. But you'll have to Google it or watch my vlog. But it's basically like a mental health treatment that's fairly new, but like people are saying that this is going to be something that is integrated into all mental health within the next like 5 years, or mental health treatments. Anyways, I was talking to my doctor, the guy who does the neurofeedback, and I was telling him like, or he made a comment, he was saying like, oh, it's a shame that schools are like phasing out handwriting. It's not really being a thing anymore and it's all going to computer. And I was like, well, but I mean, everything is like on the computer now. And he was like, no, the reason it's a shame is because when you actually take the time to write, your brain is allowed to almost like think more of a full thought. It's allowed to get its head around the concept that you're writing. It ingrains it in deeper, and he's like, it's just honestly better for productivity, remembering things, getting excited about things. And I was like, ding, 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 ding. I was like, okay, that's it. I'm getting a planner. Because one thing that I had been having a hard time doing is I feel like life, I want to say my life, but I think everybody's life. My life has gotten so complicated and so many things that I feel like I almost get ADD sometimes in terms of like what to do first. I don't know what to handle. It's all a priority. And sometimes with YouTube, it's like I'll get so stressed about different things because this is also my job, which is amazing, but there's a lot that comes with that. And I'll just get sidetracked off of like the joy and the excitement of what I'm doing. So I decided that I was going to, specifically for work, set aside a planner to write and flesh out thoughts and ideas. Now, this, like I said, is just like for YouTube stuff because I really wanted to start just getting my head around it more and having more fun and fleshing out my stuff more. And I was doing that digitally, but it wasn't sticking the same way as it was on paper. And I actually also just got the Tone It Up nutrition plan in the mail. They sent it to me and I was reading through it, and in the little pamphlet or book thing, they were talking about how putting things on paper is powerful. And I always translated it as like, oh, well, digital stuff. Like, I'm a note taker like crazy on my phone, and I still am. But I'm realizing, oh, doing things digitally is different than writing it. There's something about writing it and making it a tangible thing that you get up, you know, okay, I'm gonna look at my thing, I'm gonna follow it. You've had time to flesh the concept out more and what you want to do, what you want to achieve. So on a separate note, if you guys want to see me do like an Erin Condren planner video and kind of talk through it a little more, I can do that. I was actually thinking of doing that for today's video, but then I kind of wanted to like get feelers out there, and I knew I was going to address it a little bit in this talk. But anyways, where was I going with that? Oh, okay. So anyways, in line with creating the life that you want, and the whole jealousy thing, by the way, wait, I gotta back up. In line with creating the life that you want. Okay. So I would say put things on paper, and back to the Seth Godin part, do not stop yourself because you are judging an outcome that hasn't happened yet. I think that you have to become okay with being a little bit all over the place and a little bit all over the map, and accepting your flaws and just being like, all right, well, this is who I am, and I'm just gonna go, and letting yourself get in that mindset of like, I'm going, like, what do I want to do? I want to get this workout in. Great. And write it down. Write down what you're planning on doing, when you're planning on doing it, and really flesh that world out for yourself of the things that you want to change. Also, if you guys haven't read the book, The Slight Edge, I highly recommend it. It's a book that I need to re-listen to on Audible. It's really good. It's a great reminder. And they talk all about basically how to excel and improve your life in a lot of different areas over time, kind of like compounded interest versus like short-term, like go. And it's a really interesting concept, especially if you're someone who, I mean, I feel like this is probably a lot of people deep down inside, but if you're someone who's trying to improve in a lot of areas, I think that The Slight Edge is a great book for you to look at. So, yeah, write it down, get it down on paper. Don't judge yourself so much. Just get up and get going. And there was something else. Oh, and with jealousy, yo, I wish I had that down. There are some times in my life where I am so good about not being a jealous or comparison-driven person, and I can just go and look at everyone's stuff and what everyone else is doing, and I'm pumped for them, and I'm excited. And then there are other periods of time, and I can't nail down why, where I am like struck by the jealousy monster. And everything I do, if I look at anyone else's videos, content, pictures of people, I am so jealous, and it's so icky feeling. And I've never been able to really figure out what it is or pin down why sometimes I'm okay and why sometimes I'm not. Right now, I happen to be in a period of time that I'm okay, but I kind of just want to tell you that I don't know why, to just say that like everybody deals with it. But I do think that something that can help with that is, one, like I said before, getting up, going, creating that energy and that momentum forward, and then two, forcing yourself. Maybe. Okay, there's two perspectives of this. One, you could step away entirely, which I think is a good perspective. Like sometimes comparison and all that, it just becomes so unhealthy and unmanageable. It's okay to step away from that for a while. Another perspective is like immersion therapy, I guess you would say. Where like, you know what? If you want to look at something, but you feel yourself like, I might get jealous, go look at it and then be happy for that person. Get excited for that person. Be like, oh my God, she looks so good. Like, dude, that girl looks good. I want to look like that. Like, let yourself get into that mindset. So it kind of just depends where you're at and what you feel like would be the most healthy for you. But I've seen both and I felt both kind of work for me depending on the period of time that I'm in. But then also on the flip side, like I said, sometimes it's uncontrollable. And the only reason I'm telling you that is not to give you a feeling of like hopelessness, but to let you know that everybody goes through those periods of time. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else I needed to address in that. Final point, and this ties into the Seth Godin thing as well as what was your name again? Oh, as well as what Jay Lynn was saying, and that is purpose. And he spoke specifically on this about the fact that I think a lot of people, myself included, get hung up on this whole purpose thing. And I think it's good and it's important to know that you are here for a reason and you do have a purpose, But that being said, sometimes that can feel like stressful and overwhelming and like, well, what is my purpose? And he talked about this in the talk that I was listening to yesterday. And he was basically saying that he thinks that sometimes people get so hung up on that one thing that they paralyze themselves and they don't do anything or they don't dive into anything. I've been there many times. And he was basically saying, this is going to sound like blasphemous to some people, but that it doesn't really matter what you do and that you can get the same feeling and the same energy and be of the same service doing many different things. And I started thinking about that. He was talking to Marie and she was saying like, that makes sense because a lot of the feeling I get now when I'm coaching people, I remember getting that same feeling back when I was working at a restaurant, back when I was teaching dance. And it just made me think like, wow, I can relate to that because some of the feelings I get from YouTube, I also used to get when I was teaching dance. And, you know, it's different, but it's kind of the same on a personal fulfillment level. I think that that feeling of just doing something and just showing up and connecting with people and trying to build relationships and caring about other people, I don't want to say it doesn't really matter what you do, but I think you can take the pressure off of yourself of like, what is my purpose? This isn't big enough. This is lame. This is stupid. This is whatever. And it's just like, I like it. I'm going to do it. And I'm not going to judge it so much. So I don't know if that was super vague. And I literally have just been talking for a century and a half. But that is it, guys. So I hope that every time I do these, I get really paranoid at the end. I'm like, I really hope I made any sense. I take a couple of notes, but I kind of just blabber a lot because I feel like that's like when I feel the most comfortable and like in my flow. And when I've tried in the past writing too many notes, I almost feel like I become robotic or distracted by the notes. But that being said, I'm hoping that this brought some like encouragement and inspiration and value to you guys. And I just want you to know before I sign off on this video that the things that you want to do this year, they're worth doing. You can do them. You have it in you, and I may not see you or know you, but I believe in you because I believe in people. And I think that anything that is telling you that you can't do this, you need to take that off and you need to focus on getting in the flow of just going and creating that joy. And yeah, I just want you to know that you can do it. The things that you want to do this year, you can do it. So, was that like crazy corny? I'm gonna go now. I will see you guys in the comments. I will see you all over social media. Don't forget to use the hashtag How to Be Happy January, or if you want to shorten it, you can use hashtag HTBHJ. I had to think about that. I've done that a few times too, because How to Be Happy January is long, especially if you're trying to like attach a quote or something. But I will see you all soon, and that's it. Okay, I hope you guys have a good day. Bye, guys.